Liam Carter, an experienced investigative journalist, received a strange email from someone named Edward Holloway. The email contained an invitation to visit Blackwater Island, a remote island off the coast of England rumored to have a dark history. If you want a story the world has never uncovered, come to Blackwater Island. I will show you the truth that has been hidden for centuries. At first, Liam thought it was a joke, but curiosity overpowered logic. With his journalistic equipment, he set off for the island with 3 colleagues: Emma Foster, a talented photographer, Nathan Reed, a historian, and Olivia Turner, a young archaeologist fascinated by ancient legends. They rented a boat and sailed toward Blackwater Island. As they got closer, a thick fog enveloped the waters, as if the island was trying to hide itself from the outside world. As soon as they stepped onto the rickety wooden dock, the air felt unnaturally cold. The island was silent, with only the sound of waves breaking the eerie stillness. "Where is our host?" Emma asked, glancing around. There was no sign of life. The only visible structure was a large Victorian-style mansion in the middle of the island, with tall windows that looked dark and lifeless. As they walked toward the house, Nathan read from the historical notes he had gathered before their journey. This island once belonged to the Holloway family, an aristocratic lineage from the 18th century. They were wealthy, but rumors claimed they performed strange rituals here. Some believed they made a pact with something, not of this world. Olivia swallowed hard. And now we're standing right in the middle of that legend. They knocked on the mansion's large door. After a moment, the door creaked open on its own, as if inviting them inside. Inside the mansion, the atmosphere grew even more unsettling. Old candles were still burning in some corners, as if the owner had just left them moments ago. "Is anyone here?" Liam called out, but there was no answer. Suddenly, footsteps echoed from the upper floor. They turned toward the grand spiral staircase, where an elderly man in a black suit stood, staring down at them with a blank expression. "You have arrived," he said hoarsely. "I am Edward Holloway." They followed Edward into the sitting room. There, he told them that Blackwater Island had a dark past. The Holloway family had once worshipped a mysterious entity known as the Nameless One. They conducted ritual sacrifices to maintain their prosperity. However, one night, their final ritual failed. Something darker emerged from the shadows, cursing the island forever. Since then, no one has ever left this island alive, Edward said with a trembling voice. On their first night on the island, Emma awoke to whispers outside her room. Peeking through the door, she saw a dark figure standing at the end of the hallway. It did not move, but its eyes glowed red in the darkness. Emma slowly stepped back, but the wooden floor creaked beneath her. The figure immediately turned its head, and in an instant, it vanished. The next morning, Emma shared her experience, but Edward only shook his head. "You must never walk alone at night. The island is still haunted by the old curse." But Liam's curiosity only grew stronger. Along with Olivia and Nathan, he decided to explore the island further. They discovered the ruins of an old chapel, its walls covered in strange carvings. "What is this?" Olivia asked, tracing the symbols with her fingers. Nathan frowned. This is not human language. I don't think we should be here." As they turned to leave, a faint voice echoed from within the chapel. It grew louder, turning into a piercing scream that filled the air. Without hesitation, they ran back to the Holloway mansion. The next night, Olivia disappeared. They found her at the edge of the forest, standing motionless with empty eyes. "Olivia!" Liam shouted, shaking her. She suddenly let out a scream and whispered in a voice that was not her own. "You should not be here. They are coming for you." Then she collapsed. When she awoke, she remembered nothing. Fear became real. They decided to leave the island the next morning. But when they reached the dock, The boat they had arrived in was destroyed, shattered into pieces, as if torn apart by something with massive claws. "We're trapped here," Emma whispered, her voice trembling. Edward finally revealed the truth. "The only way to survive is to perform a ritual sacrifice. That is why I invited you here." They stared at him in horror. "You must choose one among you to be sacrificed, or the creature will take you all," Edward continued. No one agreed to such madness. They decided to find another way. But as night fell, a black mist engulfed the house. Whispers filled the air, and shadowy figures began to move outside the windows. Nathan was the first to be dragged into the darkness. His screams echoed before fading into silence. Emma and Olivia tried to run, but the doors of the house slammed shut on their own. "Liam, we have to do something," Emma screamed. Before they could act, something appeared before them. A tall figure with glowing red eyes and a shifting, formless body with writhing black tendrils emerging from its back. "The Nameless One has come," Edward whispered in despair. Liam realized the only way to end this was to destroy the old chapel where it all began. They performed their rituals there. "If we burn it, maybe we can stop this," he shouted. Emma and Olivia followed him. With torches in hand, they rushed back to the chapel. The shadowy creatures chased them, but they managed to set the building ablaze. As the fire consumed the ancient structure, an unearthly scream filled the air. The monstrous entity shrieked, twisting in agony before vanishing into the flames. The black mist slowly faded. Blackwater Island fell silent once more. Emma, Olivia, and Liam had survived. They found a small boat on the other side of the island and set sail. As they looked back at Blackwater Island, Liam couldn't shake the feeling that something was still watching them from the shadows. The curse may have been broken, but was it truly over? Or was something still lurking in the darkness, waiting for its next victim? Blackwater Island remained a mystery that should never be explored. The end.